Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ellie. I make videos about various business tips to help solopreneurs grow their side hustles and their online business. So if that sounds like something you can benefit from, definitely make sure that you subscribe to my channel. This video is all about time tracking and how you can really benefit from it so that you can grow your side hustles and scale your online business. In this video, I will define time tracking. I will talk about why you should be doing it, and I will provide free digital tools that you can use to start time tracking today. Okay, so let's start by quickly defining what time tracking is. Time tracking entails logging how much time it takes you to complete any given task or activity. In other words, it is recording what your time is actually being used for. Some reasons why time tracking is important are the following. Number one is that it helps you stay focused. It really allows you to engage in one activity for a very specific time block, and therefore you will be less prone to multitasking. Number two is that it prevents procrastination, and this is because the clock is ticking, right? Like as you're completing a specific task, the time is running. So you feel like, okay, you have to meet a specific time or not spend too much time because now you are conscious that you're actually being timed for this activity or task. Another reason why time tracking is important is because it really allows you to have a clear representation, a clear depiction of where your time is actually being allocated. And a fourth reason why time tracking is important comes hand in hand with reason number three, and this is that it really helps you understand what tasks require most of your time. Understanding what really is occupying most of our time allows us to allocate resources more efficiently. So for example, if you are a freelancer and you're really taking way too much time on a task that isn't all that important for your business or isn't driving in that much revenue, then maybe that could be something you could potentially be outsourcing, for example. And number five, another reason is that it serves as accountability. And this is because you have very clear data as to where your time is actually going. So maybe you think you're spending a certain amount of time for any given task and you're really not, because most of your time went for downtime or free time or any other activity that maybe wasn't as important. So this really helps you improve, and again, being that source of accountability. Another reason why it's so important is because if you're a freelancer, then it really allows you to give an estimate of how much something will cost. If you're really seeing how much an activity is taking you, for example, video editing, then you can more appropriately price yourself rather than before when you really had no idea what a specific project was taking you. And also this helps you determine whether you should take on other projects or not. So for example, if you identify that editing a video is taking you 3 hours, then maybe it's not realistic to take on too many projects or clients. So yes, it's just again giving you a clear representation of where your time is going, and this really helps you take on projects, whether or not to take on projects, and as well as how to price yourself. Okay, so now time to talk about 2 free tools that I have personally used and that I think will definitely help you start tracking your time. Okay, so I quickly want to show you how you can use Toggle on your phone. So you'll go ahead and download the app, and there is a free version which is more than sufficient, and you can then go ahead and add different activities under various projects. Down here it says I've worked on. If you click the little icon next to it, it says I'm working on. So for example, if I want to go ahead and input an entry that I'm currently working on, then this is the one that I will select. If I want to go ahead and input something I previously worked on, then I will click the icon next to it, and then I can go ahead and put in the activity that I previously worked on and record the time for that manually. So just to run through how this works. So for example, I've worked on, say I remember that earlier I was setting up for YouTube. Setting up, and then I can add a project here, and I already have YouTube as a project. You can go ahead and create a different project based on whatever you're working on. YouTube, and then I can manually input how much time it took me. So perhaps it took me, let's say it took me 21 minutes. So you can go ahead and select that, you can also select the start time and the end time. And once you're done manually inputting the time entry, you can click the check mark and it will be registered in your tasks. So now say you want to track something that you're going to start right now. So for example, right now I'm going to start filming a YouTube video. So I will click this icon here so it's reflecting that I'm working on this activity now. And let's do filming. I can go ahead and click add a project so that I make sure it registers under YouTube, and I select done, and then it's already tracking the time down here, and I'll just go ahead and click stop whenever I'm done filming. So that is just a very quick overview of Toggl and how you can be tracking your time for any specific task. And there are definitely more in-depth tutorials that you can look for on YouTube that will provide the desktop version as well as the extension that you can use on Chrome, which is another reason why I really like Toggl. Okay, so now let's talk about another app called Now Then. Now Then also has a free version as well as a paid version. The paid version is only $2.99, I believe, $2.99. So it's very inexpensive, but if you want to go ahead and try the free version first, then I also recommend you do that. So let's hop on Now and Then. So here I'm using the free version, and you can see that there are different tasks based on specific categories. So for example, for break, if I click on break, I have subtasks under that. So for example, my coffee break, my lunch break. Or if you go on planning, so for example, planning, I have subtasks under planning such as weekly or monthly planning, money management planning, and YouTube. If we go on YouTube, I have planning, I have research, I have outlines, I have filming, maintenance, etc. So if right now, for example, that I'm filming, I would have gone ahead and clicked on play, and then it will automatically start keeping track of the time that I'm spending on filming. So again, you can have various categories. On the free version, you're capped as to how many subtasks you can create for each parent task, so each bigger task. So for example, YouTube would be a parent task, and the ones within YouTube would be the subtasks. The super cool thing about both of these is that they both give you an option to visualize how you're spending your time. So for example, it'll create bar graphs or pie charts as to how your time was allocated. And again, there are more in-depth tutorials out there. If you want me to specifically do a tutorial on these apps, I will in a separate video. Just go ahead and let me know. Okay, so those are two apps that you can definitely consider using for free. I've used both and I like both. I will mention something cool about Toggl is that you're able to add your billable hours. So for example, you're able to keep track of how much money you would make given your specific hourly rate. So now you have some free tools that you can go ahead and start using to start your time tracking journey. Please comment below with the free time tracking app that you will consider implementing. Also, I want to note that I have previously made freebies to help you with several aspects of your content strategy and your online business. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and click on the link in the description box below. I really hope that you enjoyed this short video. I just quickly wanted to provide some reasons why time tracking is important, as well as quickly give you some free tools that you can start using today. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and like the video and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can be part of this community. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram, where I provide more business tips to grow your online business and side hustle. That's going to be it for today's video. Go ahead and watch my other videos, and I will see you next week with a new one.